Now, tell us a little bit like how did you get yourself motivated? Because this is really hard for a lot of people. After spending a long day at work, and especially you would wake up at 5:30, by the time you get home you're like exhausted, right? So like how did you get yourself like to do this every day, to show up and sit, for like 2 hours or 2 hours and a half for 8 weeks? How did you do that?
So in the terms of the motivation, I do have the sticky notes on my bedroom in front of my preparation desk. Like I want to pass this exam in between this time duration. So that was a part of, so whenever I wake up every morning, I always see those notes like, oh yes, that reminds me every day, like I have to do this to keep up with the preparation and passing the exams. So that is one of the motivation, and another one is like I also believe in professional career growth. So passing this credential or having this credential is one of the more important thing besides your degree. Yes, your degree and everything else gonna help you out to escalate your professional career, but having these extra credentials also may qualify you for the specific jobs or help you to get promotion in the same company, or or we also show you as a qualified guy besides rest of others. So that was one of the motivational stuff. And before like my 1.5 week of the exam, I used to attend your motivational videos like every Friday. That's also helped me out to solve all the doubts and everything else, and the group that you create here, and that's also helped me out to solve the doubts related to any problem or any particular topics.
That's great. So I really love that because, and I remember even through email, you mentioned that when I asked you why did you decide to take the FE, and you specifically said that you wanted to gain knowledge, and that
Yeah,
was your main focus. And I think when you decide to take this exam for yourself, right, because you want to be a better engineer, because you want to learn the material, right, not for your job, like because it's same thing with Nushin, who I posted her interview last week. She had similar experience, like her focus was not about passing the FE. Her focus that she wanted to learn engineering. And I feel like it's the same thing with you. You focus on learning the concepts, like you are really interested in engineering and you really want to like grow as an engineer. And I think when you start focusing on that, that could be like a game changer, because now you're not motivated, like this motivation is not something external, it's not dependent on your job, it's not it's not like something that is
yeah,
being.
that's correct though. And specifically like for mechanical engineers, the FE is not like kind of necessary thing, but having the FE may qualify you for another jobs, or if you want to switch your career or something else. So that's the main thing of having the credentials.
Exactly. Yeah. So I think, for the viewers, like for those of you guys who really lack motivation, because it's really hard, especially if you've been in this journey for like a year or 2 years, or if you failed a couple times, that fear of failing again creeps in from time to time, and then you lose motivation. Like if you're listening to this, like try to find your motivation, and it has to be really strong so that you don't lose it, right? Throughout. So even on the hard days, you remind yourself, no, this is why I want to pass this exam for me, because I want to prove to myself that I can do this and that I want to improve as an engineer, and so on. So, and then what you can also do is write them down and have them on your bathroom or on your desk. So that way, if you constantly remind yourself, now it's not something that you choose anymore. Like it's not something that you debate yourself about, like, should I study today or should not? No, it's just like, that's it, it's already made, the decision is made that you're going to study because you want to achieve that goal, so you're going to show up. So thank you for sharing that. Like I think it's gonna like hopefully help a lot of students, because I feel like this is a big problem that a lot of people struggle with. And another thing you mentioned is the videos that we do on Fridays. I just want to clarify that for those who don't know what that is. So for our students, we actually meet up every Friday and we just talk about like motivation or failure. This week we talked about the difference between studying and learning. And we also, Rushab, when he passed his FE, the following week he joined us and then he shared like his experience. We also had another student this week. He passed Mahbub. He also passed FE mechanical, and he showed up in this week's meeting. And I'm gonna interview him next week. And it was a great meeting. He was sharing his tips as well because everybody's journey is different, right?
Yep.
And that's why we do these interviews, so that way you can figure out what works for you.
Yeah, everybody now.